Okay. This is Mount Shasta. It's located in Northern California, and it is one of the sacred mountains in the world. It is also the destination for many gurus, spiritual practitioners, and then people with curiosities. It is a place that is very easy for everybody under the guidance if you want to connect to the higher dimension of your consciousness. But that's not the reason why it's sacred. The reason why it is sacred is because it's one of the 7 chakras of the earth. It is the first one, and then the first one is the root chakra. And what is chakra? Not only the earth has 7 chakras, we all have 7 chakras in our body. And then the first chakra, the root chakra, if anyone's root chakra is imbalanced or out of control, this person will have higher chance than others to commit suicide because this person is not grounded. So it's the first chakra of the earth. Of course, Mount Shasta is the sacred mountain in the world. Last year, I went to San Francisco to work with Kadist Art Foundation, and we traveled to Mount Shasta. We spent 5 days there for only one mission. We're looking for the alien. So from the picture, you can see this is alien Lemurian. His name is Adama. He's the high priest Adama of city of Talos, which located in Mount Shasta neighborhood. And then you can see what is Lemuria. Lemuria is one of the aliens that coexist with us. And then you can see Adama is holding a crystal. And then that crystal saved all the Lemurian civilization, which is pre-Atlantis. So they came to the earth thousands of years ago. And then since they are aliens, where did they come from? They came from here. This is Pleiades. This is it's taken from NASA, and then it's a star cluster of Pleiades, and then it's part of the constellation of Taurus. And then if you're not familiar with the term Pleiades, it's also known as 7 sisters, or you want to be scientific, it's M45. So they came from there and then landed here. This is the continent of Mu. This is the map of the continent of Mu. And then it's obviously is where the Pacific is now. And then you can see it covers partial United States, Canada, and all the way. It should cover Japan and Taiwan, which is missing from this map. And then also Southeast Asia and Australia, New Zealand, and lots of Pacific islands, which the region is pretty much the Ring of Fire. So what happened was 12,000 years ago, it was the famous flood. This continent sank. And then where did the Lemurians go? They immersed themselves into the core of the earth. So inside the core of the earth, there are many, many subterranean cities. And then the city of Talos I mentioned before is part of the subterranean cities. And all together, we call it Agartha. So Agartha and the Lemurians and other aliens with city of Talos, they were all exist in the 5th dimension. And then we're living in the 3rd dimension. So we went there, and how did we connect with the 5th dimension beings, the Lemurians? We are lucky we found a channeler. Her name is Lucia. She has been serving Adama more than 20 years. And then since she moved to Mount Shasta. And then we set up a 3-day section of channeling with Adama because we want to know after the sync, why did Lemurian still stay with us and is staying on the earth? What's the purpose? So Adama told us, the Lemurians are trying to observing the humanities and are recording all the human activities. They are observers of us, among us. And then Adama also said, the very last time, the latest time when the Lemurians emerged themselves into the societies, our societies, was around the 60s. And then they disguised themselves as the conceptual artists. So you can see the conceptual artist Robert Smithson, Donald Judd, James Turrell, and Ronald Bladen, and so many examples. And then so they are building all these devices, like the crystal Adama was held. They are saving all the human activities and the humanities into these devices. And then, so Adama told us this, and then Adama also wanted us to bring his message, his teachings, back to San Francisco, and then show his lesson to, his message to the potential viewers. So we brought all the information back to San Francisco, and we set up 3 rooms. And then this is the first room. So that's the Pleiades. That's where Lemurians coming from. And at that's right corner. No, left. Yeah, left corner, you see James Turrell, Lemurian James Turrell, his device. This device is special because it's not only saving the information, it's also transmitting the message back to the Pleiades. This is the second room. So we have Lemurian Carl Andre here. And then you see there's a piece missing. That's just under the guidance of Adama. That he said, yes, that one should keep empty. And then we see Donald Judd here, Lemurian Donald Judd, the famous one. And then what is interesting in the center of this picture is that diagram. And then we're getting closer to it. Okay. Oh, sorry. So this diagram, although it's already deciphered, is still looking very abstract. And then, but just imagine it's 2 galaxies colliding to each other. And then there are some decoded information that we have a close-up of part of it. So this is Lemurian Bladen's device. And then it connects to the corner, the Tsar Bomba. Tsar Bomba is the most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated. It remains the biggest man-made explosion in history. That's the information that was saving in the Bladen's device. And then you connect to, of course, Robert Smithson. And then the other human activities they recorded is that the building of the Berlin Wall to divide 2 ideologies. And then we go up to the Apollo tragedy. Just because humans wanted to land on the moon, there are 3 astronauts were burned to death during the practice. There are some errors in the simulators, and then so there was fire, and then destroyed 3 or more families. So I couldn't show you all the information here, but other examples they have recorded or like the Cultural Revolution, the Congo Crisis, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam War, Korea DMZ conflicts, and the Ultimate Festival brings the 60s to the violent end. So that's the second room. And then we also have a third room. So the third room, you can see that's Adama's video message. And then the Lemurians, they could incarnate to human. They could also transform to human shapes. They are very high intelligence beings. They build a very high civilization, the pre-Atlantis, and then their intelligence is beyond our knowledge. And then also we got the other letter on the wall. That's the letter we had after we returned to San Francisco. Adama and Lucia, they mailed us. They had more information, more message to our potential viewers. So I'm going to show you the video first, and then I can read the letter after the video. Dear viewers, I'm Lucia, Adama's channeler. Adama has been channeling with me every now and then since I moved to Mount Shasta. He has been concerning about that through many reincarnations and generations. The evolution of consciousness of our kind does not seem refined. However, the highly developed intelligence does not allow intervene our lives due to the interstellar law and the law of free will. Adama indicated that if one day Earth beings become in oneness, his fellow Lemurians shall return from the Pleiades, not only reuniting with their families in Mount Shasta and our societies, but bring the higher civilization back to the blue marble. Because of the interstellar law, I have promised that I can only tell you this much. Yours, Lucia. Thank you.